Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video, and you guys are not going to believe what's happened. So basically, on the driver's rear tyre, we had a puncture, and I'll put a video in a second that you will see. But basically, we were driving along, and we heard a massive bang, and I thought it was something that fell over in the boot. But we got out of the car, and we went in expected a little bit, and we heard some air coming out the tyre, so that was not great, and we knew that it was a puncture straight away. So we called out the tyre shop, and I'll insert a video, and you can see how bad the puncture was, and even the people at the tyre shop thought, oh my god, this is the biggest puncture we've ever seen. So I'll insert a video right now, and you can see how big the puncture was.
Here is the bolt. This is not a nail, it is a bolt, it's massive. And here we can just see the guy jacking up the car, and I'm praying that the tire can get repaired and we don't have to replace it. And in a second you will see how big the bolt is from the inside. You will not believe it. It's absolutely crazy. He said he's never seen anything like this before. Look at that. That's crazy. And we're very fortunate that the bolt went in straight so that we can get it repaired and not replaced, because it costs a lot of money with these tires. And at the end he gave us the bolt back to show how big it actually is. And now I'm just going to show him putting the tire back on the car. And also there was some dogs here balancing on the tires. Like, what the hell, that's so crazy.
Right, so you just seen what was in the tyre. It was a massive bolt, and we are so like fortunate that the tyre did not blow out, which is so good. But as we were doing that, and as I watched the videos and stuff, you can see on the alloys that there is some like scratching on them. And so I'll just show you a quick example how to touch them up. But first we're going to go and clean all four, and then I'll show you a procedure on how to paint the wheels. Right, we've got the jet wash. This is a battery powered jet wash, and this would be good enough for what we need to do with our wheels. So we're just going to clean them now, and then we'll go over them with some soapy water and a cloth after to make sure they're really deep cleaned. And then that was really scary. And then I'll give a close up on painting them. Okay, how you turn this on if you have one like this? You just turn the little tab here. These wheels actually don't have much curving, but I'm just going around the outside to make sure that the outside tire goes, and then you want to deep clean the inside. And you might not, there's not much on here, but if you come over here with me, you can see they've got some curving here, but not much, so we're just going to touch them up to make them look nicer from afar. So with the microfiber cloth and hot soapy water, we're just going to go around the wheel with it to see if we can see any scratches or curves or anything that we can touch up later on. And you can see a lot that I've missed with the jet wash, so that was my bad, but we can just use it with the cloth, it's okay. This one is actually perfect. We can't see any curves. So I think this one will be fine. Oh, I do see. Oh, no, that's nothing. That's just a reflection. My bad. Oh, there's something actually. There's a little thing that we can touch up if we need to. can see there's some here actually, quite a lot on this one. So as you can see on this one, I'm seeing a little bit cleaner, and we can definitely see more than the other one, that this has a couple more. You can see there's some scratches here, there's some on the top here, and a lot in this section here, and there's also a little bit here. But yeah. So as you can see on this one, there's a couple of stone marks on it, but apart from that, I can't see many curbs. However, we will clean it and we can see if we see any in a second, but I think we should be okay for this one. So I guess we will have I can't see anything. Yeah, there's some stone chips, that's it. So we're on the last tyre now, and this is the driver's front tyre. However, this is the worst tyre, I would say, because you can see there's some real big curves. And so what we're going to do, so I'm going to clean this now, and then I'll go and jet wash them all off, and then we'll wipe them over with a dry cloth in the chipped areas to make sure that the paint goes on nice and smoothly. This is some real bad ones, this would definitely look better from the front when it's done. Okay, let's go and grab the jet wash. Now I'm just going to spot dry any damage I've seen on the wheels from jet washing. So I'm just going to go over with these two cloths. So I'm going to start off with just finding every mark, which I think is those two major ones. And then I'm just going to go over a little bit outside of it. So they're prepared for our paint, and I will show you the paint in a second. What we use and what we recommend. Right, this back tyre here is the one that has the puncture in it, but actually this one doesn't have any major curves or anything. This one just has stone chips, so I'm not going to worry about doing these today. All the spot drying is done now. However, I just wanted to update you guys on this light. Now, if you've watched any of our other videos or haven't, I really go and recommend watching them. However, if you have, you would recognize this light, and this is the light that we replaced in our last video. All the things have been fixed on it, and the indicator works, and the flashing is working fine now. And luckily, because that light cost a lot of money, so we're really happy that this repair works. We have got the touch-up paints here. We got these off of Amazon, and I really recommend. They were only cheap, and we've actually labelled them matte and gloss. Our wheels are matte, so we'll be using obviously the matte one today, so we can put the gloss one to the side, and we're just going to touch them up. And I'm not that worried about it's just a black, especially on the wheels. It won't be too much of a problem. So I'm just going to go and touch them up now. Let's go. So this is the main tyre that we need to touch up. So make sure when you get your paint, you really should go holding on the lid because you don't want it to fly everywhere. And you mostly get these curves from potholes or curves, like hitting into them by accident. It's most common on the driver's side, and right now in the UK, obviously, we pay a lot of taxes for potholes, but we don't seem to get them filled or anything, so that's great. But anyway, so when you do the paint, you want to hardly get anything on the brush, no drips or anything. Then you would rather do a bunch of thin layers than one thick layer. So if you come up close, you just dab it on, and you don't want to end up painting the whole tire because it's going to look like a random black line in your tire. It doesn't matter too much on the smaller ones because from far away, nobody's obviously sitting up close like this to your tire. However, it is a pretty simple job to do. Just got to make sure that you do it carefully. Okay, we're gonna touch up the rest of these and we'll be back. Right, I've done these wheels and I'm gonna go around and touch up the rest. And I think already you can see it looks so good. And I think it looks such a better thing to add to your car. Even though we've touched up with just some small little paint pot and a little paintbrush, if they are really bad, then you're gonna have to get your wheel refurbished. And but even though ours were quite bad, as you can see, you can't see any more damage when standing about where the camera is right now. So we've just finished touching up all the wheels and I think it looked really good and I'm really impressed with it. However though, even though unless you were absolutely staring at the wheel, you probably won't be able to tell anything happened to us, any damage. But I like it. So we've also bought a center console insert to make sure our bottles don't jiggle around when we're driving. And we are going to put in a video now of me installing it. Okay, so back in the front of the Range Rover, and as you can see, this middle console is kind of looks like it's missing something from it. But if you put a bottle of water in it, it kind of moves around, and when you're driving, it's not very sturdy and it gets annoying. But you could trap it in with this, but it still moves around. So we got a middle piece thing to go in the middle piece console, which should trap it in. So especially when you're going around corners, it should trap it and it shouldn't move as much, so it's not as annoying. So I'm hopeful that this should work, but let's give it a try. Okay, because this is made of silicone, we're hopeful that anything that you want to put in, like a water bottle for example, or keys, it won't jitter around anymore. And we're not sure if this is from Land Rover or just from the market, but we're just gonna see if it works. We might have to take this piece out here to put it over because it has a little thing to go over it, but let's give it a try here. Okay, so it fits in perfectly, which is actually really simple. And then if you put a water bottle in, if you shove it in, it doesn't move around as much, and that's very useful. And we're not sure if the Land Rover should have came with one of these, but either way, we've got one so now. So, and you can still trap it in if you would like to make sure it's extra secure, but if you don't want to, it's still fine. So if you take out the water bottle, yeah, it is clear that you can put your keys in the middle piece and without it move around, and you can keep that in safe to make sure that they don't go missing or there's just no place to put them. But yeah, this is actually a very handy piece that we purchased, so I just found out that we're going to be going up to the karting track later on today, and I'm really excited for that because it's just as fun as working on cars, and I'm going to get a couple clips and pictures of our experience there, and you'll see how fun we have. As you can see over there is a 911 Porsche. So we're going to be, we got the paint out, we're going to be touching up the grille because the bumper is quite low and it gets stone chipped quite a lot, the grille, so we're going to be touching up with some matte paint. So let's go. Okay, so I had to switch paint because this is not matte actually, this is gloss. So make sure when you're painting any cars or touching up, you get the right paint. As you can see on this car, that we've got, you probably can't see it to be honest, but there's a couple stone chips in there that probably nobody would probably be able to see, but it already looks so much better. I think that's almost it, I can't see much more. Right, so as you can see, it already looks so much better, and it's only took us 5 minutes to do this, as we already had the paint out, and if we will zoom out, you can see how much better that already looks. So I'm really happy about all the things we did today on painting the wheels and painting the grille, which I think actually looks really good, and I'm really pleased that we got time to do that. And stay tuned to our channel because we will be doing more things on the 911. But you got to stay tuned and like and subscribe to make sure that you don't miss those videos. But this video is based on the Range Rover today, so we're just gonna carry on talking about that. However, I'm so excited to go karting later, and you're gonna come with us. So let's go to the track. Hey guys, we're at karting right now, and this is the track. It looks so fun, and I'm so excited to drive some karts because it's just as fun as working on them. So let's go and have some fun. Okay, so let's get my helmet. And inside here it has balaclavas and gloves, so we don't have to purchase them again. We are cutting quite a lot. Okay, so I got my clothes on. They're a little bit big, but it's actually quite comfy, I can't lie. But we're about to go, and we're going to be doing much because but
danger, and you are driving at your own ability. And if you drive beyond this, you may not only injure yourselves, but other participants. First and foremost, here are the things you need to do before you drive your go-kart.
Okay, so my paint gloves, and I also got a butterfly helmet. What a cool person I am. So we are now in the karting area. It's quite loud, and I do see it's very loud. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun. we just finished doing karting and it was so fun. I can't believe we got the fastest lap of the day. That was so cool. I hope you like all the upgrades we did on the L405 Range Rover, and I can't believe about the tyre, like that massive bolt, like a heli. But yeah, we painted the tyres so they look so much better, and I got my Starbucks shirt and my Burger King. So yeah, please subscribe to the channel and make sure to go and like all of our videos and go and view our videos to see all the cool upgrades we've done on the Range Rover and also the Mercedes.